Hey everyone, just looking behind me to check there's no weird things there. There's stuff all around me though. Today is gift guide day. I am going to give you low cost, middle cost, high cost gift guides for the sewist in your life, plus some bonus gifts for anybody in your life. These are all independent businesses. Some of them have been recommended by lovely viewers out there. I'm coming to you now well before December because I think it's really important to shop soon, to shop early, and to make sure small businesses have their chance to deliver to you. And also, the closer we get to Black Friday, the harder it is for the delivery companies to manage. So I'm going to cut in a minute to past or future or whatever Sam, who's going to take you through the gift guide. But before we do that, I think it would be really important to do a hidden word. Now, if you're like, Sam, what are you talking about? I highly recommend you go and watch day 1 of Vlogmas, which is here, because I go through the whole hidden word, hidden block explanation. It's also in the details below, and you have only missed 2. So there is on 2 videos out there which have the hidden word and the hidden block in. The word and the block come on the same day, so you're only looking for 2 days, and those 2 are gone. We're on day 3, so there's not that many because we're only in week 3 of Vlogmas, and you might think that's a lot, but it's not, because I'm doing every other day. So today's word is pattern, as in I love a patterned fabric, or what sewing pattern are you going to use to make that? And the block, the quilting block I've chosen, is the rail fence. There is a picture of it here. So make sure you jot down the word and the quilt block. You just need to go back and find 2 words and 2 quilt blocks. And at the end of Vlogmas, you send them to me and you are in the chance of winning a prize. And remember, it's open to everyone, because if you are international, I will make sure I get a prize that works for you, probably some kind of voucher. So as I say, go and search for them. It is worth hanging around for the whole of Vlogmas just for the fun of collecting them. There is also something connected to the quilt block that I am doing. So if you want to see more, check out my members content, because some of the blocks, you get extra clues about those, who what I'm up to with my memory quilt. So I am just going to open a Swapmas gift and then cut to Sam talking all about a gift set of ideas. Now, the lovely Julie of Julie Sews Her Own Clothes gave me a whole gorgeous box of Christmas Swapmas gifts, Advent gifts, and I've done the same for her. So I'm going to find today's gift and I'm going to open it with you all. Nobody needs to worry about getting any spoilers with this, because nobody else has got a gift like this, because we've made them individual to each other. It's really fun. I think it's as fun to put together as it is to open. So Julie has written, she's done me a notebook of little notes for each of these. So this one says, when you're bursting with ideas, which one will you choose? Create your to-do list in red, green and blues. Well, that shows Julie knows me well. My brain is full of ideas all the time. Here it is. It's got bubble wrap. Interesting. This feels fairly firm. Good amount of bubble wrap on this. What have we got? Wow, I see black. My brain, what are you thinking? What do you think? I know what I'm thinking. It's not just any chalkboard. It is a chalkboard with chalk pens. I have always wanted to use chalk pens, Julie. That is great fun. I've used chalk on chalkboards, but never chalk pens. I might even write what day Vlogmas I'm on to not get confused. What a great Swapmas gift. So, cutting to a gift guide now. I have spent some time on Company's House checking out who owns these businesses. You don't need to go to that links because I've done it for you. I've also ordered from a lot of these places to make sure that I've tested out as many as I can for you. Hello friends, are you cold? I'm cold, I must remember not to nick my mic. So I have on actually my pink boucle coat right now. This is a Higgs and Higgs and I've made it in the free Jurassic coat pattern by Marilla Walker. Right, we need to crack on with gift ideas. Now, I've tried really hard to organise this, but it's become a bit of a mishmash. I have the notebook, I have some examples, and I'm going to try and put everything below. And also, what I really need from you is leave a comment, because you might have thought something that I haven't thought of. And this is all about, let's have a chat. Tell me what you would like, because it'll probably inspire someone else. So let's start at the lower price range. So the first thing I thought that would be, and I'm not going to say let's say the company here, I'll leave it below. And as much as possible, these are independent businesses. US and Australian viewers, I'm really sorry, you might need to go searching in your country, but I have tried to find them. So the first thing I thought of was actually having a really good quality silk organza pressing cloth. So you might be a sewist, you might know a sewist who has most everything. What about a lovely silk organza pressing cloth? This takes it to a next level. It's unlikely to fall apart. It will last well. It's really lovely quality. So that is suggestion number one. Suggestion number two is a thread cutter. And I actually ordered one of these from an independent business called The Quilted Bear. And they actually produce these. Now, there are ones, of course, on places like Amazon and Temu, but please, if you're going to ask one or you're going to buy one, go for the Quilted Bear. It comes with an Allen key. You can replace the blade inside with a rotary cutter blade, and what you can do is rotate the flower to prevent the blade from being able to cut, and then you can rotate it so that the blade is exposed. You have this to tighten it once you're happy with that, and you can then loosen it for putting in new blades. So it is endless in that you don't have to keep buying new ones. It's made of wood, and the base has tiny little magnets in it which then clip it together, so you can put this inside to carry it around. But once you clip it together with the magnets, you drop this in here, and then whenever you need to cut some thread, you can just drop it and cut it between there. So this might be something that you've suddenly thought, I never thought I needed one of these. It can sit nicely on your desk, as I say, beautifully made of wood and replaceable, so can last forever. Then we have a slightly more expensive item, which is a seam ripper with replaceable nibs. Now, the lovely Sew Eco Fabrics has these. I don't know if she's got any left. They are made of wood and you can get new tips, but there is also a place where you can buy these. So I'm putting them like info here and down below. And I also had this recommendation from someone else. Thank you, Claire, the singing sewist, whose daughter bought her one last year. And I think Mandy of Make It So bought one too, which means you keep the base, no more plastic, it's made of wood, and when your seam ripper blunts like they do, you just replace the nib. So none of this throwing plastic in the bin. So that, for me, I would love that as a gift, because it means it's a lasting piece that I can just keep replacing, and wood feels beautiful to hold. Now let's take our spend to a little bit higher up. If, like me, you've ever made a coat or something like this where you can't necessarily use the iron, then a wooden clapper is a perfect addition to a sewist's collection. They are available, I will link below. They're perfect for when you need to have that bit of firmness, a bit of stiffness, and made of wood again, feels beautiful to hold and will last. While we're talking about beautiful things, as a sewist, a lovely high quality pack of pins is a wonderful thing. McCulloch and Wallace stock these. They are the Millward pins. We also have the lovely Japanese versions as well, those really fine, beautiful pins. Somebody in your life who doesn't sew would never imagine that you needed those, but they are something that just takes our sewing experience to that next level. So the wonderful What Vicky Made of Sewing Bee 2023, you probably are aware of her, but she sent me a wonderful selection. So right now she has a collection of haberdashery, which includes specific designed bias binding, working with the Specky seamstress, her collaboration, her own woven labels, and she also has some of the Pigeon Wishes buttons. So you could direct a loved one to her site and say anything from here. She also shared with me her gadgets. Now you've got to love gadgets, haven't you? So she has her hand designed metallic pin dishes. I had one of these last year in my Advent Swapmas that lovely Teresa gave me. I love it. The strength of the magnet is phenomenal. And of course she designs her own fabric and she has gift cards. But then we need to talk about Jen-erates. Now Jen-erates, if you're not aware, is another ex-Great British Sewing Bee, and she told me all about her products when I met her at the Knit and Stitch show. Everything is designed and made in the UK. Things are made in Scotland for her by a family, and so everything is stocked and produced and made under her supervision and control, so she knows exactly who. Her advice is please don't order on or around Black Friday, because she said last year she had an absolute nightmare with things going missing. So this is what I'm saying. I know I've left it a bit tighter than I wanted to, but give the small businesses a chance to get things for you to order sooner. If I've been able to contact Jen, because she very kindly said she would offer a discount, it will be below. Her silicone hemmers and her flexible hemmers, she showed me them working. You might never think that it's something you need, but actually if you made something like the chanterelle trousers, the curve of the pocket, if you had that flexible hemmer, it would just make life so much easier. She also has her seam circles, but it is the kind of thing again where you might think, do I need it? But what a lovely gift to give or request, because it takes our sewing to another level. She also has her stretch and corner rulers as well. So highly recommend Jen-erates for those next level sewing gifts. And now one of the things that I think is really lovely to have as a sewist is personalised labels. Now I ordered those for the Southern Social, so we have our own personalised labels. There are gorgeous, wonderful label collections out there, and I know that if I put those on my list, I would be very happy to have any of them. The Cosy Club handmade ones are a top pick for me right now. But for the sewist, either yourself or someone else in your life, what about some lovely personalised ones that you could put in your own clothes with your labelling? So I have thought about having Sequin Girly Creates labels, and so it is a great thing. Now I'm going to list below the name of the company where I ordered mine from, because I think that telling you I've had a good experience is a helpful thing. But you could ask for a surprise design, you could just ask for your name beautifully done, or you could ask for handmade by. If you're gifting them to someone else, what a lovely thing to do, and to choose that for someone. Now the lovely Rosie of Sew Eco Fabrics, who I met when she bought her wonderful shop to the Southern Social in her van, Rosie on the Road, she has sent me a collection which I will list below. So she has a small sewing bundle, a mini sewing bundle, and a big sewing bundle. And as mentioned, she has the reclaimed wooden seam rippers with lid. She has a recycled pin cushion, an iron-on patch, and her cactus pin craft kit. She has sent all of these as links to me. Her shop, the vision about being ecological and how she manages everything, and she's also a gorgeous person. So thank you to Rosie for those. Of course, you could ask a loved one to give you, or to give a loved one, a subscription of some kind. So the first one you could do is you could ask for a Specky seamstress bias binding, the Bias Binding Society, Lovers Society kit. That would be a great one to have, because it's like a gift that then arrives every month. You could ask a loved one to sign up for you. for Thready Set Go or the Weekend Sewing Club, because again, it's something you would get to enjoy every month. Alongside that, a voucher. Never underestimate the joy of a voucher. I have to say that when I was a kid, I loved nothing more than a WH Smith's or a Woolworths voucher. I remember at the age of 10, that joy of holding that thought and potential of going in a shop and choosing. And it might be right now you don't need or want or have the space for anything else. Never be afraid to let family know that you're actually delighted by a voucher. I did that last year, and it meant that I could then select when I was ready. I want to mention the quilt planner. Now, you might be thinking, is this for me? Would I like this? You don't have to use it for quilting. The Last Homely House, which I have mentioned during Vlogmas before, is an independent business run by Kate and her family, and she has a YouTube channel. She has The Last Homely House and The Last Homely Garden. She has a website. Some of the items have already sold out. Sold out. I requested some of these for my Christmas list. As soon as they went on sale, I said to my partner, this is what I want for Christmas. Buy it now, because I knew they would go. And then one of those things that's a little bit higher tier that will be on my list is the What the Fabric trainer kit. And this is where you can make your own pair of trainers. I will be quilting the pieces on mine. I tried on the trainers at the Knit and Stitch show, and I know I need a size 5. I'm on the cusp between a 4.5 and a 5. Julie is on the cusp between a 5 and a 6, and she needed the next size up. That is a great thing because it is something that will take you through the new year, and if you love it, you can then always get yourself a future pair. They do the high top and the lower trainers. They do different colour soles. I will link it below, but that is high on my list this year of things I would like and things I want to make. Let's now talk about some gifts that could be for yourself or for others, but also work for the non-sewists in your life. Now, if you are a long time viewer, you will know how much I love Sapphire Frills. Now, I have loved Sapphire Frills way before I became part of her affiliate, so I do get a little kickback if you use my code and buy them through there, but you also get 10% discount. So I thought I would show you, because I know these people won't be watching, what I have bought for gifts this year. Now, my stepdaughter absolutely loves penguins, so we have gone for many of the earrings there is a necklace option. So we have gone for a penguin. I'll get it nice and close for you. A penguin necklace, or if you've seen the thing where Benedict Cumberbatch saying penguin necklace. And then we've bought these earrings for my mother-in-law. These are poinsettias, and I thought they would work for not just Christmas but all autumn and through to New Year. Now, is that picking them up? And then, because of course I couldn't not get a little something for myself, I'll show you these ones. But I'd previously bought for my mum the blue tits earrings and had that as a necklace as well, because I do think like a small, delicate but interesting necklace is something for people in your life who don't want too many things. They're quite small, they're quite personal. When they wear them, they remember you. Alongside Sapphire Frills, if you are looking for different jewellery, of course we have the wonderful Becky's Jazz and Wow, but there is also Zuniverse. Now, I got to see lots of their products in real life at the Knit and Stitch show. I know the lovely Liz, the baker that sews, wears her things as well. So if someone in your life enjoys jewellery, necklaces, or you are looking for something to go with your own outfit, I would recommend Zuniverse. Somebody then recommended to me some really good quality walking sticks that you can completely personalise. Name is on the screen and below. And so that is another great one. If somebody in your life is just using a basic one and you want to elevate the experience for them, they are fantastic. The next one I'm going to mention is for anybody in your life, sewist or not, and this is a new website and app that has appeared that is a way to buy books and get money into the pockets of small or independent bookshops. So one of the things that I found is there is now a website and an app where you can make sure that the books you buy, new books, go straight towards independent bookshops. You can even nominate your bookshop. So I found the gorgeous the Little Fox bookshop in Whitby, and I recently bought a book which I'll share with you in a second, and I selected that they were the people who sort of supplied / received the funding. So you can find a local bookshop, so although you buy it online, you do it through there. Way better than giving a billionaire even more money. So the book I chose recently was called Sewing Happiness, A Year of Simple Projects for Living Well. It's part memoir, part sewing projects. It includes things like origami cushions and a bit of sashiko. So I would say that if you're looking for something different, it's beautifully illustrated, that this might be a book for somebody in your life if you're looking for that, or to ask for yourself. Last little sewing related item is sometimes it's nice just to do a little something with our skills, and there's a company called Daisy and Grace, and I purchased this at the Knit and Stitch show, and it is a jewellery pack using English paper piecing hexagons, and you receive all of the pieces including the jewellery findings. But what I love is they have a wide selection of items to do with bag making, jewellery, etc. on their website, and sometimes we just want to do a little something different. So I thought that would be a good recommendation for you when you're looking out for something just slightly different. So down below should be a giant list of all the places and the things that I have mentioned. But remember what I said, leave your recommendations too, and also leave your wishes. You might want to send this to a loved one and say, I would like X, Y, and Z. You might want to just send them links. It might be that what you want more than anything is some time. And if that's the case, there are books of vouchers that people can buy you for that. But you might just say to somebody in your life, what I would like more than anything as a day or an afternoon or a couple of afternoons to myself. And the biggest gift you could give me is to do X to make that happen. Don't be afraid to advocate for those things, because people actually really quite like knowing that they can step up, the good people do, that they can step up and do that for you. It might be you just say, I wish once a week you could cook dinner so that I can just have that 20 minutes, half an hour, just to do a bit of my sewing, a bit of my project planning, a bit of something else. Or please can we arrange that once a month you take the dogs out, the kids out, the whatever it is, so that I can just have a bit of me time. And the gift of time is a great gift to give. You could do the same for someone else. If you know there is a sewist or someone in your life that wants a bit more time to create, you could offer to drop them around a dinner once a month so that they don't have to cook and they can enjoy some crafting time instead. I'm really looking forward to the suggestions that you pop in there. I could have gone on forever. I will, for my lovely members, I will put some other links and suggestions together. Up here is a link as I finish to the entire Vlogmas playlist, because I do mention handmade gifts you can make, and also in the previous day's Vlogmas when I go to London, there is lots of gift inspiration in there as well. And much of the Liberty items are available on their website. So it doesn't just end with this episode. There's things before, there's things coming, things you can make, things you can buy. So I really hope you are enjoying this Vlogmas, and I will see you in 2 days' time.